The USS Liberty cruised silently through the Epsilon Eridani system, a 3-kilometer-long battleship bristling with weaponry and home to 12,000 crew. Admiral Jack Morrison, a 58-year-old war veteran with sharp blue eyes, stood on the bridge, scanning. The void, by his side, was Captain Lisa Brooks, his capable second-in-command, monitoring weapons and sensors. Below decks, Chief Engineer Ryan Carter tended to the ship's reactors. He knew the Liberty better than anyone. It was the year 2387. Humanity had colonized dozens of worlds and survived wars against pirates and aliens. The Liberty was the Terran Federation's most powerful vessel, far across the galaxy. On the living crystal planet of Zethar, the Galactic Council convened. High Counselor Vexer, an ancient insectoid Crix, stood before representatives of 6 advanced species. They had ruled the galaxy for 3,000 years, with godlike technology faster than light ships, star-destroying weapons, impenetrable shields. A new species has emerged, Vexer announced. Humans. They spread without our permission. The council scoffed. Their tech is primitive, said Surinth, a being of light. Their ships fire bullets, hissed General Froze, a reptilian warlord. Still, all agreed, humanity's independence was a threat to the galactic order. Vexer issued the standard response: submit or be destroyed. He dispatched Warp Prime Kelk, his most feared commander. With 50 ships aboard the flagship Void's Edge, a monstrous bioengineered vessel, back on the Liberty, Lieutenant Helen Park picked up strange sensor readings. 50 unidentified ships, approaching at impossible speeds, she reported. Captain Brooks and Commander Carter confirmed the power signatures were off the charts. Admiral Morrison's instincts flared. This was no pirate raid, it was something far worse. Sound General. Quarters, he ordered. Seal the ship for combat. 12,000 crew scrambled to battle stations. In 6 hours, humanity would face a force unlike anything they'd ever encountered. The fate of Earth and the galaxy would hang in the balance. 6 hours later, 50 alien ships arrived. From the Liberty's bridge, Admiral Morrison watched the massive vessels emerge, sleek, curved forms pulsing with purple energy, like living creatures made of metal and light. The largest ship dwarfed the Liberty. No visible weapons, just glowing, organic surfaces radiating impossible energy. They're not hiding, Captain Brooks noted. They want us to see them coming. Suddenly, all frequencies lit up. They're broadcasting. In perfect English, said LT Park. The view screen shifted. Inside the alien flagship, Void's Edge, stood War Prime Kelak, towering an insectoid, flanked by Crix officers. The bridge looked alive, pulsing like a giant creature's heart. I am War Prime Kelak of the Crix Empire, he said, voice like metal grinding on stone. This system and all space belongs to the Galactic Council. You exist because we allow it. Morrison stood firm. This is Terran Federation space. State your purpose, Kelak sneered. You have one solar day: submit as vassals or be eradicated. Your primitive weapons can't harm us. Your ships crawl through space. You are nothing. Brooks silently scanned the fleet. Their technology was terrifying: energy weapons, exotic matter reactors, organic hulls, but lacked armor. Carter chimed in from engineering. Their shields are tuned to stop energy, maybe not kinetic rounds. Morrison called a quick strategy session. LT. CMDR, Pete Williams noted. Their formations are ceremonial. Vulnerable flanks. This isn't tactical, it's a show of power. Colonel Turner, weapons officer, agreed. They've never faced a real fight. They're arrogant, Dr. Kelly added. Their posture pure superiority complex. They think, we're ants. The team debated. Retreat was risky. A stand could buy Earth time, and maybe Crix technology had blind spots. They're overconfident, Morrison said. Let's make that a mistake. He reopened comms. Kelak reappeared, still smug. Well, human, the War Prime asked. Submit or be destroyed? Admiral Morrison locked eyes with him. Neither, he said. We fight. I have considered your offer, War Prime Kellock said coldly. Negative, Admiral Morrison replied, calm and unwavering. We decline. Silence fell on the alien bridge. Then Kellock let out a sharp, keening cry, part rage, part disbelief. Impossible, he hissed. No species refuses the council. We won't submit, Morrison said. If you want our worlds, you'll have to take them. Then you choose death, Kellock spat. Your vessel will serve as a warning to others who defy the council. The transmission cut. On the USS Liberty, the crew braced for the worst. Kellock stood rigid, trembling with fury. In 3,000 years of conquest, no race had ever dared reject the council. They understood perfectly, he said. And now they'll be made an example of. Formation, Delta 7, he ordered. Begin ceremonial firing sequence. 50 Crix ships arranged themselves into a beautiful yet tactically flawed battle formation, a display of tradition and pride. They're showing off, Morrison noted. They're giving us an opening. On board the Liberty systems were fully charged, weapons primed. Colonel Turner had firing solutions ready, while Williams noted the Crix shields were designed for plasma, not kinetic strikes. All hands, Morrison announced. They have numbers, they have tech, but they also have arrogance. Let's show them what that costs. Kellock gave the order. Fire. Plasma bolts streaked through space, crashing into Liberty's shields. The ship shook violently. Hull breaches formed. Fires erupted. Shields dropped to 60%. But the ship held. Turner countered. Fire all forward batteries. 24 railguns unleashed a storm of tungsten slugs. The first tore through a Crix destroyer like paper. The ship exploded in a flash of metal, and Flame.Kelak watched in stunned disbelief. Impossible. 2 more ships vanished seconds later. The Crix had never faced kinetic weapons. Their elegant vessels were hopelessly vulnerable. Evasive maneuvers, Kellock shouted. Break. Formation. Chaos erupted as his fleet scattered. Target their command ship, Morrison ordered. All weapons, maximum rate. The space around Liberty became a war zone. Crix ships swarmed like hornets. Liberty answered with relentless fire. Interceptor missiles cleared enemy salvos. Plasma batteries fired at close range. Anti-ship torpedoes launched in waves. Turner worked weapons. Carter rerouted power, pulling energy from everywhere, even life support, to keep the guns firing. Dr. Kelly led triage efforts through burning corridors. We have 37 dead, over 200 wounded, she reported grimly. Hull breaches widened. The ship groaned. Still, Liberty fought on and killed. 7 enemy ships were gone. More limped away, damaged. On board the Void's Edge, Kellock began to feel a new emotion, feared his fleet. The pride of the Crix was being shattered by a single primitive vessel. Status report. He barked. Subcommander Zexith's voice came back, trembling. We are losing War Prime. War Prime, we've lost 9 ships, a Crix officer reported. 6 more are crippled. Their weapons bypass our shields entirely. Warp Prime Kellock's hands trembled. Solid projectiles. Primitive kinetic weapons tearing through their plasma-hardened defenses. It defied everything the Crix knew. Focus all fire on their weapons systems, he barked. 20 Crix warships unleashed a barrage on the USS Liberty's forward section, melting armor and disabling several railguns. But the human ship's redundant systems came online, and the barrage continued. Lieutenant Commander Williams scanned alien tactics. Admiral, they're dodging like we'd expect from plasma fighters. They're not compensating for ballistics. Colonel Turner, they're dancing, Turner replied. Pretty, but predictable. Liberties, Targeting adjusted. Railgun struck 3 Crick ships mid-maneuver, vaporizing them. Kellock realized, we're being dismantled by one ship. Desperate, he gave the order. All ships ramming speed. Crick's vessels accelerated. Admiral Morrison.com, under pressure, countered. Evasive maneuvers. Fire everything. Liberty unleashed its arsenal, destroying most attackers. But Kellock's flagship, Void's Edge, barreled forward. We have 2 experimental torpedoes, Turner said. Fire both, Morrison ordered. One missed. The second struck Void's Edge dead center. A singularity flared brief, devastating. The Crick's flagship collapsed in on itself. Kellock died, never understanding how his empire fell to humans. As the remaining Cricks fled, new contacts appeared to alien fleets. Sleek silver ships, heavy green warships. Tactical scan shows to new species, said Williams' Luminari, and possibly the Scar. Admiral Morrison faced the screen. Prepare for round 2. The Luminari moved like liquid, graceful and scanning. Their commander, Aleph, observed in awe. The Liberty had survived what should have been annihilation. Behind them, the Scar arrived, war-ready. Battlelord Grexov, a hulking reptilian, snarled at the scene. The Cricks were weak. We will not fail. On the Liberty, power was failing. Medical bays were overwhelmed. Morrison ordered weapons over engines. Williams picked up alien transmissions, the Luminari urging caution, the Scar demanding vengeance. Grexov opened a channel, face twisted in fury. Human vessel, he growled, prepared to be destroyed. I am Battlelord Grexith, of the Scaran Empire. The reptilian warlord growled. You have destroyed our Crick's allies. Surrender, or face annihilation. Admiral Morrison remained calm. Your allies attacked without provocation. We defended ourselves. If you wish to share their fate, you're welcome to try. Grexit snarled. You dare threaten the Scaran? We've conquered 1,000 worlds. Our armor is impenetrable, our weapons unstoppable. As the Scar fleet advanced, their warships revealed a stark contrast to the Crick's massive armored brutes built for raw power. These aren't shield-reliant, Colonel Turner warned. Real armor. It's going to take more to crack them. Then hit harder, Morrison ordered. Load our last quantum torpedoes. Target their flagship. The Scar opened fire. Their plasma weapons overwhelmed the Liberty's weakened shields, slamming into her hull. The battleship shook violently, but she returned fire with all remaining weaponry. Railguns pounded Scar hulls, flaking off armor. The quantum torpedoes struck Grexith's command ship, generating brief singularities that tore through even the thickest plating. Grexith watched in disbelief as his flagship cracked and buckled. Impossible. Our armor has never been breached. But Liberty's crew had adapted. The Scar's rigid attack patterns made them easy targets. Rail slugs and torpedoes struck with surgical precision. One by one, Scar ships exploded. Grexith died with his ship, a fireball tearing through half his fleet. The survivors fled, shattered and humiliated. From a distance, fleet singer Aleph, of the Luminari Collective, had watched both battles unfold. 2 council fleets, crushed by a single human warship. She made a decision. Her elegant, silver flagship approached with weapons offline. Her voice came through as shimmering light and chime-like tones. Admiral Morrison, she said, I am Fleet Singer Aleph. I come not as an enemy, but as one who recognizes strength. What do you want? Morrison asked, wary. To talk, she replied. Today, your people did the impossible. The Council's illusion of invincibility has been shattered. The galaxy will never be the same. News of Liberty's victory spread faster than light. Across 100 worlds, whispers began of humans who had stood against tyranny and won. The Galactic Council fractured. Some called for vengeance. Others, like the Luminari, urged diplomacy. On Earth, President Helen Martinez authorized negotiations and dispatched Second Fleet. led by Admiral Rodriguez, while ordering the construction of a dozen more Liberty-class battleships. Humanity had emerged not as victims, but as equals. Admiral Morrison was named Earth's first galactic ambassador. Captain Brooks assumed command of Liberty, now the flagship of humanity's new defense force. Commander Carter led research into alien tech. Humanity shared knowledge, forging new bonds. 6 months later, representatives from dozens of species gathered on a neutral station. The old council was dissolved, replaced by a galactic federation founded on cooperation and mutual respect. The USS Liberty, scarred but defiant, now patrolled the stars not as a relic of war, but as a beacon of unity. The age of human isolation was over. The age of expansion had begun.